Digimon Liberator column, tips 20. Battle coverage, 5, versus the Black Emperor Dragon. The battle this time once again features Violet in Boots, a well-known debugger. She's using her Ghost Reanimation deck and is up against Rogue NPC Sam, the clown's Black Emperor Dragon deck. Violet in Boots, or Vi as some like to call her, uses mostly purple cards, as shown. Her deck's playstyle is just what you'd expect from the color. With Necromon, a Digimon newly discovered in Liberator, as the linchpin, the deck utilizes on-deletion effects as a trigger to repeatedly play cards from the trash and remove the opponent's cards. The way the Digimon return from the trash over and over again is like spirits of the dead, constantly rising from the underworld. If your deck relies on deletion to remove Digimon, you'd likely be in for a tough fight. Shown below are the main cards used by Sam the Clown. Before going rogue, he was a chatty NPC, infamous among players for his cryptic, long-winded conversations. Initially concealed within a horde of Imperial Dramon, he eventually revealed himself alongside Wormmon during the battle against Violet. Sam's deck is built around the Black Emperor Dragon, a virus-type Imperial Dramon, consisting of red and purple cards. The deck successively plays cards and DNA digivolves through effects. It deals a major blow to the opponent's playing field and security by rapidly bringing forth Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode. The deck therefore has a high ceiling, but it requires a large number of cards in your trash and hand to digivolve that many times. Also, it has few other ways to disrupt the opponent's playing field, so many players consider it a deck for experts. As to be expected, with all these purple cards, what follows is a clash, heavily involving the trash, playing cards through effects and deletion. Let's take a look back at how it went. Below is the playing field for Violet and Sam the Clown when Orisa arrived at the battlefield. What Orisa witnessed was from the start of Violet's turn, when her memory gauge was at 6. Judging from Violet's memory and the fighter mode on Sam's field, it looks like he had just chained DNA Digivolutions to reach fighter mode and attacked. Violet will want to somehow remove the Black Emperor Dragon this turn. However, fighter mode has an on-deletion effect that plays Vmon and Wormmon from the trash. Being able to not only delete fighter mode, but also the 2 level 3 Digimon would be the ultimate, super very good scenario for Violet. In her breeding phase, she moves Ghostmon from the breeding area to the battle area. Then the start of your main phase effect of her Tamer card in the battle area increases her memory to 7. She wastes no time in making use of it. Paying 5 memory, she digivolves Ghostmon into Soulmon and then into Phantomon in one go. To compete against a level 6, it's best to have one of your own. Without hesitation, she pays 4 memory and digivolves Phantomon. From beneath the red cloak emerges a massive form of ethereal blue flames, adorned by a crown and wearing a golden skull-like mask. With 4 grotesque arms, this Necro King wields the soul-absorbing Greyblade, a spirit-controlling lantern, and a blasphemous tome that calls forth the dead. Necromon, the strongest ally the purple tomboy princess has, brings doom upon the cause of the strife, the Emperor Dragon. First, Necromons, when digivolving effect, deletes fighter mode. In turn, its on-deletion effect plays Vmon and Wormmon from the trash, and both of their on-play effects resolve. Then, at end of your turn timing, Violet loudly declares the activation of Necromon's Execute. Like Orisa's Sendrilmon's Overclock, Execute allows for an attack at the end of your turn. However, what Execute deletes isn't a token, but the Digimon itself. Checking 2 security cards, Necromon faces Wormmon and Shadramon. Because the attack went through without a hitch, Necromon self-destructs due to Execute's effect. This means we move on to Necromon's multiple on-deletion effects. Things get quite intense here, so read closely and savor the spectacle of Violet in Boots handling this whirlwind of effects. First, with Ghostmon's inherited effect, Violet gains 1 memory. Continuing with Soulmon's inherited effect, she deletes Sam's Vmon. Next, she plays Soulmon from the trash using Phantomon's on-deletion inherited effect. After that, Necromon's own on-deletion effect revives Phantomon from the trash. Soulmon's on-play effect gives the revived Phantomon retaliation. Lastly, Demimeramon's inherited effect brings the deleted Necromon back from the trash into Violet's hand. Then, Since a ghost Digimon was deleted, she gets to use her timer card's Your Turn effect to once again digivolve Phantomon into Necromon. Finally, Necromon's When Digivolving effect deletes Wormmon. With this, the series of effects that began with Necromon's deletion concludes. If Demimeramon is in the wrong order as a Digivolution card, you won't be able to activate its Digivolutions on deletion effect, as there won't be any cards in the trash. Players need to be cautious when using a deck with overlapping on deletion effects. When the deadly storm caused by Execute subsides, all Digimon on the playing field except for Violet's servants, Necromon and Soulmon, have been reduced to ashes. The sheer scale of horror was like a nighttime parade of 100 demons or a wild hunt. This is what Ghost's reanimation, led by the soul-wielding Necro King, is capable of. And in handling them so effectively, the charming, but sometimes difficult Violet in boots has proven her strength. At this point, Sam has 3 security cards left, considering Necromon has security attack +1 and the possibility of digivolving a tamer he'll likely lose. At the end of Violet's turn, the balance of power on the playing field has completely shifted. Now Sam's turn begins with the memory gauge at 2. Thanks to his tamer card's Start of Your Turn effect, he starts with 3 memory. If this were a run-of-the-mill deck, it'd be extremely challenging to turn things around from here. However, this is a red-purple Imperial Dramon deck. Similar to Ghost Reanimation, its specialty is reviving from the trash and continuously digivolving. Luckily for Sam, his trash is full of useful cards following Violet's deletion spree. At Start of Your Main Phase timing, Sam plays Wormmon from his Tamer card's Digivolution cards. It emerges from its timer's husk and into the battle area. Paying 2 memory, he digivolves Wormmon to Shadramon. With Shadramon's When Digivolving effect, he plays Vmon from the trash and pays 2 memory to digivolve it to Flamedramon. Then, his Shadramon and Flamedramon undergo DNA digivolution via Flamedramon's When Digivolving effect. The fusion of dinosaur and bug produces the ferocious mutant Dino-Beamon, a core Digimon of the deck. Dino-Beamon's When Digivolving effect revives the Paledramon with the free trait from the trash. And just like that, Paledramon gains rush and attacks Violet's security. A level 4 Bakimon jumps out from her security stack, and Paledramon is unharmed. At the end of his turn, Sam could use an inherited effect to DNA Digivolve Dino-Beamon and Paledramon, allowing Dragon Mode to use Blitz to take on an additional security card. It would be the best move for this deck, but for some reason, Sam instead just ends his turn. Thanks to her Tamer cards, Start of Your Turn and Start of Your Main Phase effects, Violet's memory goes to 4. In her hand is Apparition Legion, an option card that can revive ghost types and give them rush. After reducing her opponent's security stack to 0 with Necromon and Soulmon, she could use this card to revive Necromon from the trash and use its Execute effect to win the game. Even if a Digimon were to be deleted by a security effect, Execute makes it possible to attack an unsuspended Digimon, bypassing Dino-Beamon's partition and reducing Sam's field to ashes yet again. Presented with 2 viable choices, Violet opts to mobilize her Necro King and attack Sam the Clown's security. What emerges from his security is Vmon and Deathclaw. Deathclaw's security effect deletes Violet's Soulmon, making it impossible for her to win this turn. Even so, she can simply change her strategy to dominate the playing field. It's a certain road to victory. She spends 8 memory and uses Apparition Legion by returning Fighter Mode and Wormmon from Sam the Clown's trash to the bottom of his deck. Violet revives Necromon and Candlemon from her trash with Rush and Blocker. Then Violet demonstrates each of Necromon's 2 on-play effects, deleting Paledramon and playing Phantomon from her trash. Following that, she uses Execute as planned. As Necromon's soul-slicing blade swung down on Dino-Beamon, her victory appeared all but certain. However, this is where the inconceivable happened. For the record, Violet is an extremely talented player who can adapt her playstyle to suit her opponent's deck and level. In this battle, she concluded that the rogue NPC's deck was similar to the ones she'd just taken down repeatedly. She thus adopted a strategy that maximized her chances of victory. It's not that she hadn't considered the possibility of a Blast Digivolve. She confidently made her move only after concluding that Sam's deck lacked an ace powerful enough to turn the tables. In fact, her prediction was spot on. Up until Necromon's attack, Sam had no such card capable of thwarting Violet's plan. However, At his counter timing, a phenomenon occurred that should be impossible in a card game. His cards underwent a rewrite. Dragon mode turns into the previously unknown Dragon Mode Ace. Fighter mode also transforms into a never-before-seen form. But for some reason, Liberator's system didn't detect this chain of actions as an abnormality and allowed the game to proceed. With Violet left flummoxed, Sam the Clown makes his move. Blast. DNA Digivolve Necromon is left with no Digimon left to target, so its attack slices through empty air. Then, several effects resolve following the Blast DNA Digivolve. Imperial Dramon's when Digivolving effect deletes the Candlemon with blocker. Additionally, Sam digivolves it into the newly rewritten Fighter mode. At this timing, Violet uses her own Tamer card's effect and digivolves the Phantomon that was just played to the field into Reapermon. But the Black Emperor Dragon has not yet unleashed its full wrath. Fighter modes, when digivolving effect, trashes one of Violet's security cards, and this also enables its all turns effect to delete an opponent Digimon with less DP than itself, namely Violet's Reapermon. Since the deleted Reapermon had Phantomon as a Digivolution card, normally Violet would be able to use the on deletion inherited effect to play a Digimon from the trash. However, this is thwarted since Fighter modes, when Digivolving effect, states that your opponent can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects. Then, the Necromon whose attack failed is deleted due to execute, and needless to say, its on-deletion effect of playing another Digimon is also blocked. Violet looked set to win just one turn ago, but the Emperor Dragon's out of the blue Blast DNA Digivolve decisively flipped the game on its head. The only Digimon remaining on the field is Sam the Clown's Fighter mode with Raid, Piercing, Security Attack +1, and Partition, purple level 4 and red level 4. Violet has 0 security cards left and it's Sam's turn again. And so, the battle ends. Although defeated, credit should go to Violet for her sharp decision-making throughout the battle. Inferior card knowledge played no part. There was nothing anyone could have done about a wild card, like a new Fighter mode out of nowhere. With Shoto intervening using his unique emblem, the battle against the Black Emperor Dragon advances to another stage. The next clash is just around the corner, and it's bound to be worth the wait. The next update is coming next week with Comic Episode 11, Part 1.